Let's get focused.
I think you and I talked about this before. I feel like software development, engineering, Agile has been beaten to death. Agile is basically a bad word in the industry right now because of that.
Yeah.
And I have my own thoughts about it. And I don't want to go
Well, it's
too
been
deep into it.
misused for sure. Everything.
Overused,
The
misused,
running
definitely
joke
for sure.
is we're an agile company, but we operate on waterfall with
Yeah,
agile principles. It's like the meme that gets circulated everywhere is like, we're an agile company. It's like, you
yeah.
can say you're agile as much as you want.
It's been hijacked, it's been
Yeah.
misused, it's been beaten to death. And I truly believe that there's nobody in that industry that does not know what Agile is, or Scrum, or Kanban,
Well, it's so
or a
strict,
backlog.
right? It's like
Excuse
being
me?
vegan. It's so strict. It's like saying like, oh, I'm vegan except I eat cheese. It's like, you're not vegan. It's like,
Right.
but I love fish. It's like, then you're not vegan. It's like it's a lifestyle that you have to commit to. And agile is great in principle. It's great in theory. But when you actually implement it, you don't want to hold yourself like so much to the rigidity of it. What do you think?
And 100%. And I think that's the part where it gets hijacked and misused and misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be rigid.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be.
And then
And
when you talk to coaches, they're like, well, you're not doing it right. It's like, because it doesn't work. And
exactly.
it's the same thing with EOS, the entrepreneur operating system, right? And that's kind of like MOS is sort of a byproduct of that. But when you look at EOS is sort of functionally, it makes sense. There's 6 core components to a business. You set up cadences and you have a specific type of meetings, right? You have like your weekly meeting, your monthly meeting, quarterly. You do annual offsites. Like, okay, it makes sense in theory. And then when you bring in an EOS coach into the business, they try to push everything back to, well, you're just not adopting EOS correctly, or you're missing something from EOS. It's like, I'm telling you right now, us adopting EOS is not the problem. It's that EOS is the problem, and there's missing components to it. And so it's the same thing with Agile. It's like, you can't solve every issue with more Agile.
And that's very well said. It's adding more salt to the soup is not going to fix the taste. Not the
Yeah.
fact that you dropped,
Regardless how much you spent
piece
on
of garbage in there.
on it. Yeah,
So
totally.
if I may be so crass, I don't know how rogue you go on this show,
Go for it.
but there's this one person I saw online. It's one of the Instagram reels where he said, if I give you a cup that has piss in it, even if it's just at the bottom of the cup, no matter how much water or sugar or seasoning or whatever else I put in there, it still has piss in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this moment in our lives, Agile is that piss. And it's unfortunate. I'm an Agile coach. I'm a safe expert.
Yeah.
And this is how I feel about it. And it's not because it's a bad idea or safe is a bad framework. It is 100% misunderstood, completely misused.
Bastardized oftentimes.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit it right on the nose when you say rigid.
Mm-hmm.
It's not supposed to be rigid. It's supposed to be rigid. You start off with, how do you want to run this?
Mm-hmm.
Then you all come to an agreement. You say, okay, we customize this to work for us. Lean portfolio management, we're not ready for that. So we're going to push that off a little bit.
Yeah.
Sizing a specific way, we're going to push that. Not ready for it. My job as the coach or the scrum master or the RTE or the STE, whoever's in charge of those agile adoption, is to make myself a plan to say, when are we going to address these? But for now, the team is comfortable, the organization is comfortable, the leaders are comfortable with this agreement that they put in place. It becomes rigid when you force everybody to follow the rules that they agreed to. That's the confusion. And the confusion is often on those coaches and scrum masters and agile fundamentalists who say, well, Agile says you're supposed to size that way. I don't care. That's not what the team agreed on.
I had a coworker. We were both brought in under a contract for technical IT project management, and methodologies and whatnot aside, it was just general technical IT project management for college. And we had a 60-man IT team. We were doing an end-to-end website rebuild. We were doing a database migration from on-site servers into the cloud. And then we were also doing an app dev refresh for this whole college. And post-COVID, so a lot of the classes went online. So it was much, much more online heavy. And they brought in project managers to enact project management. And when we did our audit and we started doing our assessments, we realized that they weren't having meetings. There were not meetings because COVID killed all of the meetings. And so a lot of these guys had adopted working from home, working remotely, and you just couldn't get them in the office. They would refuse to come back to the office. And so we realized that we had to culturally, because of the types of personality we were dealing with, we had to basically coax them back in the office. So we said, hey, we're all going to start doing these like just sort of working lunches, or we're going to start catering lunch. So if you want to come into the office, we're going to cater lunch, and we're all just going to hang out and start having lunch together. And culturally, it was, let's have them start having lunch together, and then we'll make it like a luncheon workshop, and then they'll start getting used to seeing each other again, and then we can actually start having like these productive workshops and then productive meetings. But at the end of the day, they had brought in these two technical project managers, and we were taking over for basically a PMO that they had. And on their way out, the PMO said, good luck. These people are, she said, as project managers, we are Maseratis. All of these guys are tractors, and like they don't want, they're going to fight you. And it's like we're like pulling them. We're trying to, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, in the sense that you can show them project management, and they know that they need project management, and they'll even hire project managers. But when you tell them what needs to change in order for you to do effective project management, they're just like, oh yeah, you know what, we're not interested. And it literally got to that point where my coworker and I, after a 3-month assessment of trying to make these micro changes in the organization, we finally sat down with our direct report and said, so this is what we're seeing. This is what we need to see happen in the organization for us to really make all these deadlines that we're promising to ultimately the client. Because we were the third party contracting company, and really the college was the client, even though we were full-time employees on staff for the college. And the result was just abominable, essentially, where our superior said, you know what, I think that both of you guys working on this is a waste of time, and I think that both of you should start carving out your own projects and stop working together. Like verbatim, the response was, I think that you guys should stop working together and collaborating as project managers. And we were like, what? It was just, could not believe what we were being told. So yeah, it doesn't matter what or as a coach, as a project manager, somebody who understands it technically, there's so much culture and personality that goes into it that you have to deal with. And there is that clash, right? When they say, well, we want this, and then you show them what it is, right? It's like anybody can say, we have a really great mom and pop restaurant, but we want to run it at a Michelin level. It's like, okay, careful what you wish for, because we're throwing out all this decor. We're throwing out all the family photos. We're throwing out all this garbage, anything that gets in the way. We're going to remodel the entire kitchen. It's like, no, but I like the way it was ran. Like then you're asking and expecting two different things.
Right. You're just dressing up what was already broken without really changing what's broken.
Basically. And that's oftentimes what happens, right? Is they go, right, well, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, but we're going to change just enough to make it work just enough better for us to say we fixed the problem.
What do you think is the challenge there? Or I mean, I feel like I already know the answer to this, but what do you think is, and I'm not supposed to play host here, but I can't help it. I know why it often fails. In my opinion, it's big, heavy lift changes right out the gate without really focusing on what can we change right now. I mean, it's the same thing as any kind of product management or an agile process or an agile practice. What are your MVPs? A lot of people treat their products and their project initiatives with MVPs or phases, or this is phase 1, this is phase 2. Why is this phase 1? Mm-hmm. Because this is important to us. And because we know that this is a short-term goal that we can get to, and we can see the rate return of investment on it right away. Well, why can't you do that to changes and process improvement as well?